this week and coming home on Wednesday. No, it might have been coming home on Tuesday. Deer decided to run in front of the car, and so that's now in the shop. But the good news is I fitted all our vehicles with dash cams last month, and so I had photos and video to send to the insurance company to say, yeah, this is what happened. Okay. But a friend of ours is telling us that a lot of the body shops in the area are backed up for 6 to 8 months. Now, the body shop we selected to use is says they're going to take the vehicle in on the 15th. So I don't know if that means they're going to start working on it or whether I'm just going to end up without our SUV for 6 months. Oh, we are kind of out of fertilizer, so might be time to buy a bit more. Yeah, I do not want to spend 229,000 on some. 2,000? Yeah. Now the stupid thing is with fertilizer is it's cheaper to get it delivered and pumped into the tank than it is to go to the store and buy a pallet. So hey, that's what we're going to do. Seeds, different matter. Seed will cost us more. So where am I going? Let's pull up the map and just figure out the best route for this. So we're not going anywhere up there. Oh, 28 is last field on the left. 109 is down there. That's small. And 2 is there. So I guess we go down the road, turn right, take the last field on the left. We can do 2 and we can do 109. Seems fair. Used equipment, yay! Good morning, Starbucks 64, and welcome to Saturday morning. I don't actually mind doing fertilizing contracts because obviously they don't take long, and I might buy the Kubota spreader for the back of the tractor. I think for now, with weed control, I think for now I'm going to stick with renting a hoe or a weeder if we can get away with it. This time I had to rent the hoe because we ended up with medium weeds. But I'm still not entirely convinced by spraying for weeds. Primarily because they you spoil your yield using herbicide on the crop, and obviously at this stage having yield and 10% from environmental boost is in my mind the better way to go. Okay, find me an entrance right there. Oh, this looks like potatoes, and they're laid east to west, so we will spray this field north to south, because why not? There we go. I've only got the small booms on this. One, it saves money, but it's also I'm not in a hurry to get the jobs done. Obviously, when we got to Oakland Farm and it's like I've got to spray 5 fields in one day, then having the wider boom just makes sense. And the tow behind tank. But for right now where we are on the farm, it doesn't matter if this takes me 5 minutes or 7 minutes. The job still gets done. So we're all good on that count. I guess I'll do a lap for the headland. It does appear to me that the field is longer than it is wide. So for my efficiency, I kind of want to go up and down the field rather than side to side. So in spite of the fact it was planted side to side, you should probably say, I should be spraying it in this general direction and not across the ridges. I should probably be using double narrows on this type of field as well, because double narrows will spread out the weight, and and you don't have to drive down the gullies where the potatoes are hiding. But, anyway. We've nearly completed a lap. So like I said, this doesn't take long, and solid fertilizers doesn't take long either. One thing I'm not sure, obviously the Kubota vehicle equipment does include an unrealistic setting, which is typically the capacity of the spreader, which is nice because we're restricted to how much liquid fertilizer I can carry on this. If I could boost the tank, it would be nice, and all it does is it makes it so that I don't have to run off somewhere and refill it every 5 minutes. But that's all it does. But with the Kubota spreader, it also spreads lime. I don't know whether that's... I've noticed predominantly the spreaders that attach to the back of your tractor rather than being towed behind the tractor do not support lime. So I don't know if that's unrealistic. And I'm not a farmer, so I don't know. And I think for the most part, I'm kind of looking at I only use spreaders to spread lime. I don't usually use solid fertilizer. I'll use a solid fertilizer in a seeder, and so I'm applying the fertilizer as we're planting. But for the most part, I usually take a sprayer. Just, from my mind, it's easier to see where I am and where I'm spraying to. because I can see the width of the boom. With a spreader I can't see the width, and so I'm really guessing. But maybe getting the little Kubota spreader so I can spread lime on fields. Would be the way to go, because I don't, as I said, you only have to spread lime once every 3 harvests. For grass, that's pretty much once a year. Now that's not to say you can't spread lime after every harvest and just keep your pH at ideal levels. I just don't think that half a point of pH is significant in the yield calculation. That's better. See, I'm running that right on the edge, and it's easy to see. Now, obviously, if you're using, we're 85% done. Okay, just wondering about that. It's easy to see. What was I going to say? Oops. Yeah, sorry, squirrel. My brain's run off somewhere. But I don't, that said, I mean, our little garden plot is does take solid fertilizer until we get manure. As soon as we get manure, we can switch to using that, which will make the production on that cheaper. But at the moment, I'm using solid fertilizer for that. So there is kind of an argument to say, well, why don't I just use a spreader rather than a sprayer? And the spreaders run faster. Yeah, they've got higher speed. They've got, this is, I think, only an 18 meter spreading width. And I think that little spreader spreads at about 42. So you would get fertilizing jobs done a lot quicker. But again, you're talking capacity. This carries 3,000 litres, whereas the spreader carries... Oops, let's drive on this side. That's a plan. Spreader carries less and covers quicker, so it's a thing. Okay, there is an entrance there. There is a side road there. There is an entrance there. There is a car turning right, so we can head into this field, and this is not the field we want. Okay. I want to get into that field. Okay. Let's figure it out. Narismu, welcome to the stream. Good morning. Okay, there is an entrance here. So, good. Well, I can't tell what this one's full of. And technically, because it hasn't started growing, I should probably be using solid fertilizer. That seems to be a thing. If you're using liquid fertilizer, you're using liquids on an actual crop that's going to absorb the fertilizer into its leaves. You're using solid fertilizer on the ground so that it just, when it rains, it gets soaked into the ground, so it can be absorbed from the roots rather than from the leaves. kind of the idea with herbicide too. You're spraying the leaves. Sadly, my little garden tractor hauled fertilizer spreader or sprayer, which is currently loaded with herbicide, leaked all over our front yard last week. So we have patches of dead grass. Haha, nope, I'm not Daggerwin, but you can hang around. I come from the same country as he does, but I live in America, so this is more an American time zone stream. For me, it's 10:15 Saturday morning. But I'm here every Saturday unless real world stuff happens. And we will be playing out Maypole Farm until Farm Sim 20 next comes out. Whatever Giants decide to do next time around. And then we usually give it about six months or so for some decent maps to appear on the mod hub, and then I'll select one that kind of inspires me and we go with that. So I think the options this time round, I was considering Calmsden, but so many people played it and it really didn't lend itself well, I think. This is not definitive map. This is the map we're sticking with. Maypole Farm is the map we're going with for this series. We had Lawfolds in 17, we had Oakfield Farm in 19, and Maypole Farm is the Farm Sim 22 map for this stream. Now the thing is, I should probably be heading that way. It looks a little bit bigger this way, I think. This map is getting an update, so I will, when the update comes out, I will be moving to the update because it has a few more features that I am more eager to take advantage of. One being clearance at the edge of the roads is going to be improved. So the hedgerows and the walls are going to be a little bit further back from the edge of the road. That's all kind of critical on some of the equipment we're hauling around. The buildings that are on the map will be available as purchasable construction items, and I think he's also including the ground textures, the full range of ground textures that he's used. So if I want to do gravel in a farmyard area, I can use the texture that's already in that farmyard area. I'm not limited to the very light grey gravel that is base game. Turn off. And so, those sorts of things are coming in. I think he's modified a few other things as well. So we'll be making, we'll be trying to make use of all of that stuff. But obviously we've been going now. This is episode 9. We're in March. So I'm going to need to get the farm back to where we are now. So I won't be too worried about harvesting the first field we had and selling the crop, because we've already done that and we've already got £94,000 in the bank from all of the work we've done so far. So what we'll see is my my game stats will drop, will be reset basically. So the number of contracts I've done will be reset to 0. The number of bales I've created will be reset to 0. that type of thing. But we will have the same equipment for the most part. I might change the tractor because I'm using this tractor on far too many of my private games that I'd like to be driving something different. But anyway, that's basically where we're going to sit with this. I could possibly go. I'm pretty sure if we go here, no, if we go there and sprayers, there is the orange version of these. So I could change the colour of this spraying set to orange. So obviously when we started, Kubota equipment wasn't available, but it is now. And functionally it doesn't make any difference. The equipment is the same. Real world, the equipment is identical. Kverneland, Vicon, Kubota are all manufactured at the same place. It's just a different shade of towards red for each of them. But capacities, capabilities, they're all identical. And I think some of the equipment we did buy in store sales, so the age of that will be reset to 0. But since we already own it, we'll just purchase it, and then I'll mess with the bank balance to make it where we are today. Did I complete this yet? Probably completed this already. No, we didn't. Okay. Contract on field 2 completed. There. Now we finished it. Okay, I can get back to the entrance here. I'm going to stick this on a worker. And I need to take a very quick break. So let's set this up to destination. See, that's what annoys me about. Which side of the road do you drive in England? That side. Okay, he's going to make it to somewhere. I will be back in a few minutes. Okay, I am back. Where are we going? Kind of impressed. Well, you learnt somewhere new today, even if I didn't. Well, I would say potato seems to be a popular crop to grow around here. Yeah, so with contracts messed up, Giants is kind of limiting their, I think, no, stop. I think we keep going that way. Giants tends to now patch just before each DLC release, which means contracts will not get fixed until just before the Vermeer pack comes out. Okay, that's good. We are where we want to be. Basically, they disappear within an hour of appearing, generally. The only contracts that don't seem to are fertilization contracts and baling contracts, which is why you will see so many baling contracts, because they never go away. And yeah, if you want a harvesting contract, from what I hear from Virtual Farmer, you need to stay up till midnight on the day that the field becomes ready to harvest and grab the contract immediately. If you use a sleep trigger, you're going to miss it. And so that's not ideal. Things like ploughing contracts and cultivating contracts, if you see the contract pop up during the day, you need to grab, and you want to do it, you need to grab it right away. Because if you don't, it will be gone within an hour. They have fixed a couple of other aspects of contracts, such that let's say I buy the grain mill and I do a wheat contract that has a delivery to the grain mill. It will now not credit me with that wheat delivered as part of the contract. The contract wheat will disappear. The bonus wheat will go into my production. So you can't now do a contract, 12,000 to harvest a field of wheat, which is being delivered to the grain mill, which you own. So now you've suddenly got 20,000 litres of wheat at your grain mill, which you can now then go ahead and sell for flour prices. I am on PC. So yes, I noticed, welcome to the stream. So anyway, search for the following line. Okay. Fruit types, fruit map FR, maps, fruit types. Okay. Obviously, since the game is running, I'm not doing that now, but... So I noticed, what's it? I think it was Wednesday. Giants finished testing this on PC, and on Thursday they put it up as console test, and now it's disappeared. So I assume you're waiting to hear whether you passed or failed again. Hopefully passed.